Hey there friends and enemies, Joper here again, and today I wanted to talk about day 2 of my journey as a free-to-play player in Honkai Star Rail. This game has been a lot of fun for me personally. It really feels like early Genshin Impact vibes with how excited I am to explore, test out different teams, all that kind of good stuff, and I've really been enjoying it. Now, I was so much so that I was almost tempted to get the Nameless Honor, which is the battle pass for Honkai Star Rail, but I've resisted so far. I don't think I'm going to do that. I want to test myself and see how I can play the game as a completely free to play player without spending a single dime on it. So that's personally where I'm at in my journey. I know with the battle pass of Genshin Impact, I was able to kind of become overpowered. So if you want an easier time, if you want more wishes, more items, less that you have to farm, all that kind of good stuff, definitely get the battle pass. Save yourself some heartache because it did make Genshin significantly easier, especially over the course of time. With the advantage that I have, the resources that you get over like 3 different battle passes is absolutely insane. Now, this part of my playthrough, I really focused on simulated universe and some side quests in order to hit Trailblazer rank 15, which was nice. Gave me a bunch of wishes. Unfortunately, the wishes didn't really pay off, but I'll get into that in a second. Now, as far as the simulated universe goes, you want to make sure you're doing your dailies and weeklies as often as possible. I know I want to focus on the story as much as anybody, but the problem is your weeklies are insanely valuable, especially your simulated universe. Making sure you get your maximum points for that each and every week. Reason being is there are some items in the simulated universe shop that are 5-star light cones that could be potentially account changing over the course of time. So you're going to want to make sure you get those resources every single week in order to get those 5-star light cones as soon as possible. Now, wishing so far for and seeing the light cones pop up, they're pretty much similar to the weapons in Genshin, and getting 5-star light cones looks like it's going to be very difficult. So having a free route to get them is massive. And so I would highly recommend, if you're only able to play for a little bit each week, focus on the simulated universe first and then go on to everything else. The dailies are important, but not nearly as important as leveling up your simulated universe. Now, one of the mistakes I made with the simulated universe is bringing in a team that really didn't vibe with the challenge. So I wanted to see how my team of the main character, March 7th, Bayou, and then Serval worked out. The problem is I should have probably brought Dan Hang. I just didn't level him because of his affinity type and all that kind of good stuff. He would have been effective against the boss and stunning the final boss, all that kind of stuff. I didn't have a difficult time, to be honest. Having a shield and a healer makes the game pretty easy. So that's why getting Bayou early on made it so I'm not really in danger of dying at any point, but I don't do as much damage and I can't beat the things as quickly as I would like to. So that's just something to keep in mind going forward for people, is watch your affinity types. I know we've talked about how important that is in Genshin Impact, but I was curious how much of an effect it would have in Honkai, because so far it really hadn't. The main key is going to be stunning bosses, like I said, in order to, or stunning enemies in general, in order to prevent them from attacking for a little bit, all that kind of good stuff. So highly recommend matching your affinity types to what's recommended in the simulated universe. Do your dailies as well. Do your side quests. I know those are low priority, but there's times, just like in Genshin, you're going to be locked out of certain quests, main quests, until you hit the next Trailblazer rank anyway. So if you're naturally doing all of your side stuff, all your dailies, all of your weeklies, you won't be locked out of the content for very long and won't have to worry about that. The next thing is the wishing. So I had insane luck. My very first 10 pull I got Bayou, which was awesome. I was very excited, and since then I've had no luck. Now, early on in this game, you're going to get lots of wishes. I'll link in the description down below as well, so all of the free codes that are available currently, because the more wishes the better, right? So I had 20 pulls of the standard banner and 10 of the special banner, and I had all 4 stars. My account's looking pretty good though so far. I've gotten a few 4-star light cones for each of my character, which is very nice. It's definitely an upgrade compared to the 3 stars. And my total team characters that I have are, I also have Herta, Asta, Sampo, Natasha, and then I've got Serval and Bayou alongside the characters we start with, like Dan Hang, and then March the 7th in the main character. So you also get free characters over the course of time, which is nice, by hitting certain levels. Like you complete the simulated universe. The first time that quest, you get a character. There's another quest that you can beat and you get another character, or a upgrade if you trace Eidolon. I'm sorry, it traces the level up mechanic for the characters, but you get an Eidolon if you already have the character, which is nice. And that's something that I'm looking forward to. I don't have any Eidolons on any of my characters yet, but I think that's going to be something that I'm looking forward to seeing how it changes their power scaling and all that kind of good stuff going forward. Overall, I am looking forward to getting a 5-star DPS at some point, whether it is Sealy or another DPS, we'll see. But I think that's going to really elevate my account as well, and I'm just going to keep knocking out these wishes as they come in, because I'm looking forward. I want to wait and kind of do them all at once, but for me personally, I'm just too impatient. That's never going to happen. Other things that I've learned so far that I want to pass on to everybody is the assignments. You don't really have to worry. Unlike in Genshin, it doesn't look like your characters are completely out of your team when you're doing the assignments. Well, that doesn't really happen in Genshin, but you can only use them for limited. It doesn't look like they get any upgrades or can do them faster or anything like that. So make sure you do your assignments as often as possible. You can get character materials and XP materials once those are available, so make sure you do that. Maximize your assignment level as soon as you have enough characters, because you can still, like I said, you can still use your characters in the simulated universe, which is very nice, and you don't have to worry about them being gone. As far as your team setup, make sure you have a variety, right? You may want to go with 4 different energy types. The thing is, it doesn't look like there's the same kind of synergies of having the same energy type as we have in Genshin, and so you really want to mix them up, right? And also mix up whether you have single target DPS, AoE DPS. I feel like the biggest thing hampering me right now is the main character is as a kind of destruction with no energy type, really is holding me back a little bit. I don't feel like she's that strong, so I might take her out of my team. That said, I do like using the main character in these games, so I'm debating. We'll see what happens. So probably by day 3, when I do my next video, I'll have a team comp firmly in mind, but for right now I'm doing a lot of mixing and matching. And I encourage you too. There's certain characters that you're going to really enjoy their playstyle, their animations, and their design, so you'll definitely want to keep those characters in your squad. And if this game is anything like Genshin, which I believe it is, you can build any character to be good if you do it correctly. So anyway, my name is Jopa. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button if you have not already. Subscribe to the channel. Helps me out tremendously. Shows you want to see more Honkai Star Rail content from me going forward. I hope you have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.